Peace. Welcome to Spearz and Micz. I'm your host, Zulu King L1, along with our host, Zulu
Just
King Just P.
salute,
Well,
peace.
peace, King. Yeah, man, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, man, definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe,
Make sure
hit that notification, all of that. Keep in the loop with the Zulus. We're striving to give you hip hop culture, talk about the streets once in a while, and also drop some knowledge. So stay in tune with the channel. Peace to our brother Watt Slice, not in the building with us today, but definitely here. Usually always on time, dropping the jewelry and dropping the joints with us. So he'll be back on probably next episode. Peace to him. Um, yeah, man. So today, me and P, we wanted to come out. The news is circulating. Funkmaster Flex, retiring after 33 years of being on the radio consistently. And first, I want to say that we all kind of grew up in New York off of Funk Flex. Big part of us hearing many, 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 many records that we grew up loving, and the bombs, dropping bombs on the records, iconic. Um, Man, like we used to be tuned in as kids, even when it wasn't full-time hip hop. That was like our for many brothers and sisters our age, like an entry level into hip hop, or like our access aside from Video Music Box, aside from the box or Yo MTV Raps. You know what I'm saying? Hot 97 was it for us. I remember hearing countless classics, um, and just recording on the cassette
to
or overdubbing, some of my mom's cassette tapes, putting tape on it, Bring the Pain, Method Man, you know what I'm saying? Like record and being mind blown, and Flex will have you gas too because he'll be dropping the bombs on it and he'll keep rewinding it. And by the time you hear it, man, it was just like you was mind blown. So salute the Funkmaster Flex on 33 years.
congratulations.
Word. I'm assuming that he's probably gonna jump into something else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something bigger, greater. You know what I'm
Hopefully,
saying?
probably something.
Yeah, I don't know. What you think?
I think something with the car culture. I know that's like
Yeah, he's big, big. Yeah, big on that.
he tried the lugs. You know what I mean? He tried the fashion.
Nah,
He tried
word.
too. The albums is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I think speaking about his albums, I think like 60 Minutes of Funk
Oh man,
was definitely like Volume 1 was crazy. I enjoyed a lot of them. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, The Tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of, he definitely has some classics on there.
what was it, Volume 3 or 60 Minutes of
I
Funk?
think it I think it was up to Volume 3, yeah, 60 Minutes of Funk. And he had like recent releases too. I know like a few years back he dropped a joint with King Von, and he was supposed to come out with another album. Yeah, yeah, like he had mad joints with like newer artists and all. So he stayed active, like
Here's a Volume
you
4.
know, oh word. So one of the things that stand out to me, like Flex has a lot of a lot of accomplishments and a lot of, things under his belt. I mean, aside from the 33 years of being on the radio, which is incredible, I mean, that somebody could last that long, and stay relevant and have a fan base that's loyal to keep somebody on the radio for 3 years, 1992 to 2025, right? Like he his freestyle YouTube videos are kind of iconic also. I would say, kind of like more so I would probably say Sway was somebody that kind of like first more so popularized that, but I think Funk Flex's series was pretty legendary also. A lot of freestyles. What you think, P?
I mean, my bad. Hot 97, like they had it. They would always have that I can remember like artist freestyle no matter what.
Right.
Whenever they appeared.
Put you on the spot. Put you on the spot.
And Flex had a lot. I remember hearing MJG and 8 Ball and Fat Joe all run on Flex one day. I remember hearing. I think the Snoop and Exhibit, and this is when they just
Mm,
dropped the song "Bitch Please." Snoop was kind of on
hmm.
the back, and that song just dropped, and they rhymed over that beat for like
Yeah.
an hour. Um,
Right.
the Rockefeller joint, the Rockefeller was where they all went up to
Word.
and Wild.
Word.
Now, I remember being in my bedroom as a kid, hearing that on the radio. Um,
Word.
so when like just the regular like freestyles, like kind of the internet ones, those is like
Hmm.
because that's like based off to me like from that. That's like kind of like a compact version because he don't do that. You listen to the shows now, he's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Artists aren't
Right.
doing that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It was dope.
yeah, it was dope. It was dope more when like when it was live back then, but it's still a good thing to be able to showcase it now. And that's still a good look. I mean, I've seen even the new ones. Like I've seen Corey Guns go crazy in there. That was one of my favorite ones. I seen that. I seen Lola Brooke, a newer artist. I like what she
Hmm.
did. I seen Graph.
Yeah. Like that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Side
Yep.
the Prince got a classic one on there. I've seen
Black was it Black Thought that wild out on his
Black
too,
Thought,
right?
Wild Out,
That
and
became
Royce and Royce.
that.
Um,
Right. That's a fact. Both of them, and that was like a lot like a. I mean, everybody knew Black Thought was a
yeah,
monster, right? But like that got a lot of attention and kind of like
yeah,
I say like really like people were really putting respect on his name after that, like because it got such a wild buzz, and that's great for Black Thought because I mean the real heads already knew what type of time he
That's
was
what I'm
on,
saying.
but like I think that was like a viral moment in hip hop, like yo,
Because it was Flex.
like who right who's fucking with Black Thought? Like Flex really put him on there
Right.
and showcased him to the world, like
Yeah.
which is you know what I'm saying, like that's
Already up
dope,
to the
and
world.
that was iconic.
He was already like Black Thought. It was like a reminder on a higher
Right,
level because I've seen Black Thought on like Tony Touch or
of course.
like I like son he was it was Tony Touch the show and Sean Price was there. Fame from MOP was there. M1 I want to say from Dead
Hmm.
Brothers, AG and Illegy.
That's
You know what I
that's
mean?
crazy.
They
That's a crazy mix.
they all
It's a
rhyme.
crazy lineup.
They all
That's
rhymed
crazy.
at one time, but when Thought rhymed, he went crazy. So when it came back to them, they had like you see them like sit up in their seat and get like really rhyme, and then he went even crazier, like again, and that's
Word,
to me that's like super like groundbreaking, legendary. But the Flex,
word.
he went up there and just did his thing, like
Yeah.
regular shit kind of to me. And it was just because it was on Flex. It was like out there, out there. Even Royce.
Yeah.
Royce was a legendary one, and it was because he was kind of quiet around that time, and he went up there and
Hmm.
stood out. But that
Word.
good. I didn't like how he did Griselda. Like they went up there
Yeah.
hard because it was Flex, and he just made the stupid, goofy, fucking faces and shit that he did. No, he didn't even do that. He acted like he was unimpressed and basically ignored
Hmm.
it when that's not even something.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, him and Conway had like a little thing, right, at
It was
one
because of
point.
that. It was 'cause
Right.
of
Right. That's when Conway the Machine called him a gatekeeper and all of that, I
that.
believe,
Right.
right?
And it's kind of true
Yeah.
because that was a
Yeah.
thing of kind of that wasn't a frowned upon thing coming up, and now it definitely is a frowned upon thing now. Calling somebody,
Word.
you know what I'm saying? But back then that was like a thing to be, kind of. You know what I mean? They had those gatekeepers.
Word. I remember there was a Zulu chapter, I think, in Atlanta called the Gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a fact. I think that was the brother Methuselah out in Atlanta. That was the name of his chapter. And it's funny how, like, yeah, you said like times change because like before that would be something like, yo, we the gatekeepers of the culture.
Right, right,
And
right.
that's like something like, yo, like we guarding the gates to keep the culture intact, preserved.
And
But
now
like now it's like the way they spin things now, it's like an insult, like a diss, you know what I mean? So
and shit
it's
is fun
weird.
now. Nonetheless, there's
Yeah.
nothing. really holding the standard too much like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
So it's fuck.
Um, I think like Flex had a lot of iconic beefs, beef with Clue. Um,
Why though?
I don't know if it stems from the Power 105, High 97 thing, like maybe Clue challenging him, I guess, for like that slot time where they're going head to head.
Maybe that could be.
Um, that could be it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, I mean, both DJs are iconic, you know what I'm saying? Both as legends. I mean, Flex obviously is more of, have a greater history, but Clue's right behind him.
Yeah.
Um,
They're different though. It's just because
yeah, yeah,
it's
they
just
are.
Blue went on the radio after he was already legendary type shit. Because Flex don't do
Right.
what Blue do. Blue just went on the radio trying to do kind of what Flex is doing. But
Right, exactly. Follow his path.
where and
Where we knew Clue from like the legendary mixtape
mix,
series and exclusives.
yeah,
He basically followed Flex. I mean, like, even with the professional, you know what I'm saying? Like that album was crazy, that Clue drop.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But like, Flex was already had mad joints, the tunnel, 60 Minutes of Funk, Volume 1, 2, 3,
One,
so on and so forth.
two,
He had the record deal with Loud Records. He
three,
had the record deal with Nervous
three,
back during like the whole
the
Black Moon when they was dealing with Nervous Records. You know what I'm saying? Same time Smith and Wesson and Buckshot and all of them had their deals with Nervous. He was on Nervous also. So Flex already had like basically industry power.
right.
But and for those who don't know, man, like Flex, he paid his dues. Like he was Red Alert's like crate carrier, like what I'm saying.
Yes,
That's why he kind of got tied up with the Zulu Nation, to a degree, with his relationship. Red Alert as his mentor, him carrying records, learning the business, learning everything. Cause I think Flex's father is like Flex is Jamaican, and I think his father's like a somewhat of a DJ, also some type of selector,
mhm,
you know what I'm saying, as they would say. Um, so I guess it's in his blood, and Red Alert pushed him along a little further. But you know what's weird, P? Like, and I'm pretty sure you heard this story. When we came up, in the Zulu Nation, um, when they say when B.O. died, like the Zulus, the elder Zulus in particular, the Shaka Zulus, wasn't pleased with like Flex comments on the radio because he said like, RIP, Zulu King BO. And he was like kind of like, yo, like, you live by the gun, die by the gun type statement or something along that matter. Like basically like he expected BO to meet that demise or something like that, if I recall. And then they didn't like that. And I've heard this from a lot of different Elder Zulus where they went to High 97 and watched Flex at the station. And I guess I don't want to say robbed him, but they made it seem like he basically gave him a big donation, like afterwards, like, yo, like, here, this is for y'all. Respect to the Zulu Nation. I ain't got no problem with y'all. And from what I was told, they watched him. I don't know if it's cap. I don't take the elders to really be lying because they've put hands and feet on so many people.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing for them to just go run down on somebody. When you got that type of muscle and that type of brothers that's willing to crash out, especially in 1995, in the prime of the Zulu Nation. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
um,
how are they able to finagle? How are they able to still maintain a connection to Funkmaster Flex after to the point where they went up there with B Stinger
yeah,
years later?
yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess, Bam and Flex is kind of close, because those that like I guess, for those that are in hip hop or staying in tune with things or even listening to the radio, which I don't think most people do, like Flex brought Bam up there last year, August 2024. And I was disappointed in Flex because like, you know, not to say that he knows the truth behind anything or whatever, like, but at the end of the day, like, you already know what's alleged, and you bringing that man on there, like, to trigger survivors and, like, basically the whole hip hop community in an uproar over this man's alleged actions, and then you bring him up there to try to, like, clear his name. And that's cool if that's your boy and that's, someone you looked up to. We all know that Bam's done a lot for a lot of people, but like, I don't know, I thought it was super ugly and it was triggering for me to hear Bam up there, you know what I'm saying, at that time.
And and also he got at R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? For
I
doing,
was just about to say that,
so why not get that band? You know what I'm saying?
right? You put the gloves on and attack R. Kelly, which Kells didn't even respond to him, but like, yet, you know what I'm saying? Like, yet, you was up there like really giving Bam a platform, like basically 8 years after like the scandal broke out. You know what I'm saying? So like it's weird, you know what I'm saying? Especially knowing that, like I said, from all the elder Zulus telling me that they put hands on feet on Funk Flex over the BO statements. Rest in peace to Zulu King BO though. Salute to the original Shakas, and those that still striving to keep his name alive and all of that, you know what I mean? Um I have an interesting story too at Hot 97. Like I don't even know if you were there. I remember Nation being there, maybe Q, couple of I think Acer, but early morning, I think it was like for the 30 something Zulu anniversary, they were like, "Yo, we're gonna go to High 97 and like promote the Zulu anniversary." And I don't know, who was up there at the time because it's like a while ago, but I remember they tried to play us at the door, and I remember Shaka Zulu brother, rest in peace to him. Um, he went to me and he was like, "Yo, this is some bullshit. Like we started hip hop. Like he was like, this is unacceptable. He like, I'm not letting this shit go on. He's like, yo, we Shaka Zulu. We do what the we want to do, right? And he pulled out his he went into his pocket and he put on some MMA gloves, like some the weightlifting gloves with the
Yeah,
cutout fingers and all of that.
sure.
And he put them things on and he was like, yo, L1, follow me. We going to the door. He's like, I'm gonna let them know what type of time we on. And he was like, yo. He was like, yo, peace. He told the security guards, he said, we Zulu. They were like, oh, okay, what's up? He like, yo, whatever. They invited us to go up there and talk about the Zulu anniversary. Now y'all talking about Bambaata's the only one that can go. We're going in there 10 deep. And he said, Zulu style, what y'all gonna do? They said, we ain't gonna do nothing. And he said, yeah, that's what I thought. And he was like, and he looked at me and said, see, that's what you do. You don't give them no options. We don't ask for nothing. We take it. And I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. Like this brother's like, you know what type of shit they was on. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, and that's the way they basically raised us, like, like, hey, Zulus, we basically responsible for hip hop, you know what I'm saying, going around the world, naming it, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So it's like, yo, how dare anybody tell us that we can't access something that basically is living off of us and our work, you know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Shaka Zulu brother. But I remember that was pretty impressionable because we was all lined up outside High 97 getting ready to tear the place up if need be. You know what I'm saying? That was basically what the outcome was gonna be if they didn't let us in the building, you
yeah.
know?
The one of them universals, and it was when the medallion that was the most recent was like the Africa patch, and it was the black on top. You know what I'm saying? Black top.
Hmm.
I don't know how it might. I don't know how or why brother just was talking. I don't know how that started, but I know brother when he was just like he said he said that black top. I done did this that and the third for that black top, and then
Well,
he dead ass was quiet and just like stared off kind of after he said that. And I remember to me, I was like, I didn't know what it was. I just to me, cause we were taught like, you know what I'm saying, keep the red and the green kind of separate. So I just thought
yeah.
I'm already thinking like Bam is just making these shits, he just seen them mass produce anniversary money type shit. But when he said that,
Hmm.
I remember like, yo, what the fuck is up with this? Like Zulu always got some more mystery new shit. So
Well, yes,
explain what the black top to me was. You know what I'm saying? And that was the first time I seen like brother. Yeah, many times he would just show up and
right.
be mad cool, but he was always like serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was on that Shaka Zulu time 24/7.
Hard body.
Um,
I was like, damn.
yeah. while we talk about him, I'll say a couple more things about the brother. He used to just show up to like some of the Shaka Zulu functions, and he wasn't really participating, but he would watch brothers, and he just looked so serious and intimidating. And then I remember seeing him like one time somebody was talking like dudes be coming to the Zulu anniversary, they come weeded up, liquored up, they loud. And I seen Shaka brother like observing this Puerto Rican dude. He was saying, "Yo, I didn't know it was the Zulu anniversary. I had to slap a nigga on the train because he didn't tell me the Zulu anniversary was coming." He was mad loud, right? So you could tell he's wild, like drunk. And like I see brother just observing him for 10 minutes, like giving him the mean mug. And bro, he ain't even paying attention. He just off to see the wizard, right? And then I saw brother shake his head and he put them gloves on. This shit was like and he just grabbed bro, like put him up on the wall, lifting him up on some geek like nerd shit. And he's like, "I had enough of you. Shut the fuck up." You know what I'm saying? And then you know, boy sobered up real fast, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And let's say like another time, man, brother, one time I think me and Acer was gonna get it into with some Rough Riders, nothing against the Rough Riders, but they didn't want to get searched at the Zulu anniversary, for whatever reason. They like, "Yo, we Rough Riders." And brother basically told me, man, like, "Yo, everybody getting searched. I don't give a damn who it is. If they ain't Shaka Zulu, they getting searched. You already know what it is. Like, it don't matter who you are, don't matter what your position is in Zulu. Like, if you're not Shaka Zulu, you getting searched." And brother was like basically putting the battery in our back, like letting us know, to set it off if need be. You know what I mean? Kind of giving us the green light. Um, but yeah, man, rest in peace to the brother Nathaniel, aka Zulu, Shaka Zulu brother. He was a real one. And what I want to say is like one day he had told me, he was like, "Yo," he said, "I'm proud of like, who you are in the family and how you represent." And he said, "Yo, believe it or not, I got a picture with you that I keep on my desk at work. And people be asking me like, 'Yo, is that your son or whatever?'" He's like, "Nah, he's like my son in Zulu." Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, "That's the little bro that's like putting in work." He's like, I got mad love for him. He's like a son to me." And he was like, "Yo," he said, "if you don't believe it, you could come to my office one day." And he's like, "You could see the picture." I was like, "That's crazy." I said, "I appreciate that." So, rest in peace to him. But back to Funk Flex. Um, Flex, I really thought his 60 minutes of funk joint stood out. He had the Zulu War chant on that, and he would play that on the radio often. And if, I'm sure you could recall as a
You
as a
know what
youngster
that was?
listening
Yeah, I didn't know what. I just listened to the radio. I didn't know what that was until after being
word,
through it, and then I
right.
can't believe I didn't hear that the millions, thousand times I heard it as a kid.
Man, I used to hear it a million times, being like, hearing that the Zulu War Chant remix,
That's crazy.
and Zulu Gustavo,
Yeah,
that's
I didn't know what that was.
well, because I mean, he basically played it on the radio every single day,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
multiple times a day, anytime he was on. So hearing that as a youngster, when you're 14, 15 years old, and then on top of just hearing, Q-Tip and De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, Fat Joe. I mean, basically everybody in all the greats of the industry mentioning Zulu Nation. It kind of becomes something that you like, yo, you gotta find out more about what this Zulu Nation thing is, you know. But yeah, man, Funk Flex,
Salute to Flex.
uh, yeah, man, that's incredible, man. I wish, the brother the best. I think he's, you know, been active in like throwing park jams and being active at park jams even to this day. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been to a few free events in the recent years that he did, even with Fat Joe popping out and performing a bunch of songs and doing it off the love for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the essence of the DJ, man, throwing park jams for free. to bring about that peace, that love, that unity, and that having fun. You know, the principles of the hip hop culture.
Yeah,
So you know, one of the things that I could say about Flex is that, iconic moments in hip hop, and then just low lights too. His beef with Steph Lover over like I
that
think
was
it's
whack.
Nas. That
The
was crazy too, right? And
whack. That was a whack thing that he did with Christina Milian.
yeah,
Kind of
that
Olivia.
with them, right.
Almost all the women. Like the other ones, I kind of understand. Like with Clue, with R. Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
leave the women alone. No men should be beefing with
yeah.
any women, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a bully maneuver. And
Hmm.
it's kind of whack. Like a dude that has influence and power to be beefing with somebody, like a female. It's kind of like a sucker move. It's something that we never respect. Amongst the real ones, we don't respect dudes talking down to women, dudes talking down to youth. So those are some of the lowlights. But when you look at the highlights versus the lowlights, you know what I'm saying, you still gotta kind of salute what he's been to the culture. You know what I mean? And opening the door and like kind of like making a way for like a Angie Martinez who's in her own right a super hip hop icon,
And
and
Clue,
not even being a part of the elements. Huh?
and Clue, that case
Yeah, definitely.
DJ's being on the radio doing mix.
Right.
It comes from Flex, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Um, I thought I thought his lugs was a failure, you know what I'm saying?
I had a pair.
Wh- it- yeah, it thought it was a failure, no disrespect to those that did go there, but I
Then I
know a lot of people that, huh?
then I realized this bootleg. Like once I realized what VIM was, then I realized.
Well, yeah, VIM, shout out to VIM, man. Listen, if you don't got it and it's better to go to VIM and be clean with
Yeah,
some stuff that, you know what I'm saying? Like not everybody got it. I'll be in the Bronx and on 149th and 3rd Ave, they got the VIM right there and people be still in there, man, 2 floors deep, you know. They be selling,
yeah.
clothes that's for,
I'll go.
people that don't got it, and it's cool. It's nothing wrong with it. You got it or you don't got it. You know what I'm saying? Not everything is always gonna be designer. Like and that's something to me that's whack in hip hop that
Yeah,
hip hop comes from humble beginnings and just making things look fresh no matter whether it's expensive or not. We've put our twist onto it. And now all of a sudden it's gotten to like be associated with designer, where like most of us cannot afford that. And then now we feel obligated to like buy these items or like it's like a
so,
grill to us. You know
um,
what I mean?
yeah, it's a whole. Yeah, that's a whole separate topic too. Cause like
Yeah, I want to talk about that one day. You know what I mean?
all that and all these the denim tears and the chrome hearts and all these Amiri, all that.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand that, you're gonna pay a premium for certain things, and that's if you got it, you got it, right? But I just don't understand how we go from affordable clothing, right? Like just the many different generations, the Pro Cats, the Lees, the
Yeah,
Pumas, you know what I'm saying? And then go to like, something just that's not even obtainable by most people that's in hip hop. Like to me, I like the era that we came from where you could have a Sean John shirt or Rockaware or you know what I'm saying, like School of Hard Knocks
School
and
of Hard
Nietzsche, you know what
and
I'm saying, like
what was that?
Echo,
PMB, you know what I mean? All of that.
yeah,
The
PNB,
Art
Nation,
55?
right,
What?
word,
They don't
yeah,
do
Echo.
Echo.
Echo. I
Yellow.
thought all of that was right. You know what I'm saying? Fubu. I thought that was a dope era because
Yeah.
you could get fresh. It was hip hop and you didn't have to like, yo, rob the bank to go do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can get a shirt for 25. You can get a pair of jeans for 40 tops. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I'll say before we switch, you know what I mean, go too far, is that one thing that I give Ralph Lauren is that he's the only brand, maybe Supreme, I think. I don't know if like Gucci and like Yves Saint Laurent, I don't know if they appreciate with value once you buy it. Where I know like Ralph. Ralph shit goes up in value like habit. That's like you could sell that for like you could put like what you bought and like two more points on it, like another $100 on whatever. You know what I mean? If it's
Or
5, 10 years from now, even you could sell it for what you got it for like a month later.
right,
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I've
right.
seen that appreciates. I don't know if like Gucci and other stuff does that, but I know Supreme kind of has that
Mm-hmm.
resale value. But everything else,
Or
it's like you can't fuck around with Fubu now. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Tommy
mm-hmm.
as far as like the reseller, but all those things that's an insane thing. How all that is like almost once it hits Marshalls and VIM status, it's over. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, it's a wrap.
at that point, they're so big that they can sell it off to you know what I mean? Because you can buy
Right.
some John right now down the block at Marshalls type shit and Target. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
big that they can sell it because it'll be like you know what I mean, something that people
Mm-hmm.
buy at the discount spot. It's crazy. I think Yeezy's gonna have.
Yeah.
I think aren't they selling Yeezys in Target or some shit like that?
Yo, I haven't seen them, but I wouldn't be surprised. Um, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be honest, I never bought a pair of Yeezy sneakers. I never bought no Yeezy sandals,
Yeah.
partly because like they were hard to obtain, you know what I'm saying? Because hype beasts were
Them-
jumping all over it. So, but I don't know, like, people have like the Wave Runner Yeezys, and this dude's still wearing them. Like, it's to me, it's play. Like, how long could you wear a pair of sneakers? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, like I think you gotta retire certain, you know what I'm saying? If nothing new's coming out, like,
Yeah.
some type of new spin to it, like a new colorway or something, like it's time to hang it up. But whatever. To each his own, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a guru of fashion or whatever. I strive to do my best and look neat and clean when I can. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like Polo definitely like, if you got a couple of collectible joints, man, people will give you, it's like jewelry, man. The shit just keeps going up. The value just keeps going up. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's
Crazy.
word, man. But yeah, man, peace to Funkmaster Flex, peace to High 97.
Word.
Um,
Peace.
you know what I'm saying? Cause man, yo, like we remember P, like that shit wasn't even a hip hop station at
Yeah.
first, you know what I'm saying? I used to listen, it was like Z100 type shit. Like they used to play dance records, like freestyle records on there.
The black
Um,
station was on 98.7 and
or Kiss FM and BLS.
VLX.
You know
And
what
it
I'm
was
saying? That's
like that. It was Anita Baker and all that type of
right,
shit. I'm saying
right,
R&B,
right.
Sons, you know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah, it was rare to get a hip hop joint on the
saying?
radio,
Yeah.
but High 97 kind of like changed all of that.
Mhm.
And then, look now, like we got High 97, we got Power 105.1, and then what's the other one? Is it the
Block,
Beat or some shit? What is
block,
it?
the block. I
The
think it's
Block, the Block. Yeah,
4.6.
that,
And it's all like,
yes.
you know what I mean, stuff when we were young, which is crazy. That means we're old. Because it's all like
That's
throwback
a fact. It's basically a hip hop oldie station.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Power 105.1 when they first
It's
came out, remember they were playing, they were
mm-hmm.
more so like, yo, we're gonna throw it back, and they would play like a new joint and an old joint, like an older joint. They
That
would
was
mix it up.
that's when he first
That
came out.
right?
It was
That was
heavy.
their thing. And then I guess they were like, wait a second, we neck and neck with Hot
Yeah,
97. Let's
like fuck that shit, man.
word,
And I think
let's
the big
change
company,
it.
I think Clear Channel, the big company, brought them out, and then that's when they couldn't do that anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It didn't
mm.
even matter. It didn't even matter now. You're just regular big time radio. You
Right,
know what
right, right. And all
I mean?
these things is like syndicated across the
Yeah,
world anyway
that's it.
now.
Like
They
syndicated
got
type.
their own apps, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, with their own archives where you could just go back and listen to years of different radio shows. But
I want to see that big episode is on. Cause I got the Hot 97 now. I'm gonna look for it.
uh yeah,
Um,
man, I mean, I think you gotta look at Flex and say like, yo, he's somewhat of a pioneer on the radio
he
when it
might go
comes to
somewhere.
like
He might pull an Angie Martinez and go. He might go to like satellite. You know what I mean? He might.
yeah, right, yeah, he might have that lined up, a wild deal with Sirius XM,
Everybody
you
thought it
know,
was, and the very next day she went to Power 105, and that was that.
that's a fact.
Mhm.
That's a fact. Maybe he go to Rock the Bells or something like that.
Bells,
You
yeah, that's
know,
what I'm saying. Rock the bells. You could
Rock
do
the
that.
Bells or
You,
you
he
know
could
what I'm
have his
saying?
own.
Like
I think Rock the Bells is. I don't know. Is it Rock the Bells a channel on Shade 45 or is it?
Yeah, no, no,
Well,
Rock the Bell's its own. Yeah,
it's
Rock the Bell's its own. It
what is it?
took over for something, I forgot what it was called originally, but I remember Bam and Mickey Benzo and all of them had their own joint. Zulu Beats was
Yeah,
on there, like, but then ultimately, like, it changed over. It had a name, I forgot what it was, because I've been subscribed to Sirius XM for
but is it
like, I don't know, 15 years.
Rock the? I'm
Huh?
about to. Is it on
Rock the
series?
Bells has its, yeah, no, it's on its own, yeah, Sirius XM. It's on its
Oh yeah,
own.
it's its own channel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
his
its
own
own.
channel. They got
Yeah.
Hip Hop Nation, they have Shade 45, and then
Rock the
they
Bells.
have Rock the Bells also.
Right, right, right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like yeah, that's a good point, right? Like Flex is big enough and he's proven enough to probably have his own station if he, you know what I'm saying? With his own input, his own, view. I mean, if LL Cool J can have that, why can't Flex, who's proven to be on the radio for 33 years, like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, yeah,
that's,
man, that would be dope. I think that would be dope if he did that.
we'll see. We'll see.
Um, yeah, then he could talk, talk about whatever he wants, hip hop, cars, whatever, like, all of that. He could incorporate all of that.
Right.
Yeah, man, but yo, peace to everybody for tuning in, man. I really need the subscribers to, show some love, drop some comments, hit that
Try.
like, man. We need them. We need that. It's imperative to grow the channel, to grow the brand, to grow the movement. Like the videos, drop comments, interact with us, you know what I'm saying? Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Music, Spotify, all of that. We here, man. You know what I'm saying? Spears and Mic's, with L1, Just P, and White Slice, man. Show love to your brothers, man, for real.
Right.
But man, salute to the world, man. Salute to hip hop, salute to the Zulus, peace to the Zulus, peace to the whole hip hop culture. Man, we'll see y'all soon. We're probably gonna review that Ghostface album,
Ghostface.
soon. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Well, all right, y'all. Salute, peace.
Peace. Peace.